Hangman's Alley is taking shape. In the last episode, we secured the entrance with a fortified gate and a proper guard station. Now that the Minutemen are preparing to move in, it's time to turn this settlement into a place where people can actually thrive. Today, we're building a fully equipped clinic, adding beds, and starting a small but hardworking farm to keep everyone fed. All this without any mods or glitches. But before we jump into the build, let's quickly go over a few helpful tips from viewer comments. When you first discover Hangman's Alley, both the front and side doors are locked. NPCs can't open locked doors, so keeping them locked adds a layer of protection by blocking enemies from entering those areas. This leaves the back alley as the only unsecured access point. Even though settlers can't physically use the back alley, they can be assigned to crops or beds that are placed there. The food and beds will still count towards your settlement stats, even if the settlers never use the space. Using manually placed items such as the stairs can sometimes interfere with settler pathing. Although settlers use what I built, I would have preferred to use the long shack stairs, but the depth at which items can be sunk in Hangman's Alley makes them unusable. Short shack stairs or the half-height barn warehouse stairs can be snapped if you're having pathing problems. So now let's get started with today's build. In this area, there are 3 animation markers we'll want to build around. The first is by the fire barrel. The second is a coffee drinking animation located near the clinic counter. And the third is a leaning animation tied to this pillar. We'll design the clinic structure so that it doesn't interfere with any of these markers, allowing the NPCs to continue using them naturally. In this area, we're adding a metal prefab that will serve as housing for our clinic patients. The size bar shows that we have plenty of build space left, so no adjustments will be needed. Start by placing a barn or warehouse foundation in the back corner. Pull it forward until it lines up with the edge of the building on the right. Then raise it to match the height of the concrete ledge you see here. Don't worry about making it perfectly straight. Mine is definitely crooked, and it still works just fine. Snap another one to the left, and you're ready for the prefab. Use this metal prefab and slide it into place on top of the foundations. It should fit fairly close to the wall on the left. Snap the short shack stairs to the doorway and the patient housing is complete. The entrance to the patient care area of the clinic is behind this door. Here's how to build this entrance. Start by placing a concrete doorway between the curb and the elevated wood shack. Make sure that the doorway is parallel to the shack wall and keep it off of the curb to prevent interferences with the animation markers in the next section. Next, snap a full concrete wall to the doorway. If it refuses to snap, it usually means that it's colliding with the shack and is too close or it's crooked. Reposition the doorway and try again. Once the full wall is in place, add a half wall to the end. Here's a top view of how mine lines up. If the half wall still won't snap, you can use concrete pillars instead. They give you a little bit more flexibility in tight spaces like this. On the left side of the doorway, snap a concrete pillar and attach a quarter-round wall to the front of it. Then add 2 more quarter-round pieces above that to create a half-circular column over the entrance. Finish by snapping 2 quarter-round floors on the inside above the doorway to form a ceiling. Facing the center of the clinic, we're going to build a small reception area with its own entrance. Start by placing a concrete window wall parallel to the curb. Leave roughly the amount of space you see here between the wall and the curb. Lower the wall slightly into the ground. And push it close to the curved wall. This piece is free place and not snapping to anything, so you've got some room to adjust. Next, snap a full solid concrete wall on top of the window wall, and then another to the left. If either piece refuses to snap, pull the window wall out just a bit and try again. Next, snap a half concrete wall perpendicular to the window wall, making sure its back edge sits flush against it. Below the upper wall, snap 2 small metal floors from the concrete floor section. Across the front, directly under the floors, snap a concrete doorway. Here's a side view so you can see the alignment. Lowering the window wall earlier ensures that the doorway sits at ground level instead of floating. On the open side, snap in a half wall and then add as many concrete pillars that will fit. You may need to move some of the pillars outward by 1 length to get them to snap to the back of the building. Finish the side off by snapping additional pillars on top of the lower ones for a more polished structural look. For the last part of this episode, we'll add a farm to the upper level. Start by placing wood shack stairs on the second scaffolding floor. The stairs are a little wider than the floor, so they may hang over the edge. I'm okay with that. But if your floor is too close to the wall and the stairs hang too far over the edge, here's an easy way to shift everything out. Store the stairs, then snap the small tall scaffolding frame onto the left position of the first scaffolding floor. After that, store both floors, slide the scaffolding frame outward, and then replace the floors. With the extra space, the stairs will fit cleanly without hanging over the edge. And if the gap between the floor and the wall feels a little too wide, you can always snap railings on the wall side as well. With the stairs in place, snap a large barn or warehouse floor to the top edge of the stairs. Next, hop onto the shack roof and move over to the curved wall. Snap 2 quarter-round floors to that wall. From the end of that floor, snap small barn or warehouse floors and extend them as far back as they'll go. Some floors will clip into the walls while others won't. That's normal. And yours may look different than mine. You can use large floors to save on materials, but the small ones tend to fit better and give you more flexibility in a tight space like this. The finished platform should be 6 small floors across the front and as many floors deep that will fit. Add railings around the perimeter. And finish by placing the Wasteland Workshop garden plots. To set up the clinic station, we're going to use the bars on the window wall to create a security window look. To make this easier, start by temporarily removing the curved wall. From the inside, slide the window wall forward until it reaches the end of the concrete wall. Then, place the clinic station on the ground, roughly centered between the window bars. Position it about the same distance from the curb as you see here. Now slide the window wall back over the clinic. Snap it to the second snap point on the wall, not all the way back. This gives a little extra room inside the clinic and keeps the bars positioned nicely in front of the counter. Check the placement from the front and adjust the alignment as needed. Once you're happy with the alignment, replace the curved wall. To finish off the clinic, create a small awning by snapping 2 quarter-round metal floors above the window wall. With that, the clinic and farm are now complete and ready to be furnished. I found that the Wasteland Workshop water pump fits perfectly under the elevated shack, and with the fusion generator already tucked into the corner, wiring is quick and easy. Inside the metal shed, the patient treatment area also doubles as much-needed housing for the settlers. A few Vault-Tec posters and the clinic-style beds help to give the space a cleaner, recovery-focused look. The chemistry station fits snugly in the old doorway, and the space behind it is easily filled with weapon displays. For a bit of visual flair, you can slide a lighted poster directly beneath the non-functioning wall light. It gives the illusion that the upper light is actually illuminating the sign. To hide the workbench, the wood-powered door slides neatly into place. Add a power switch box and wire it to the generator to make the door fully operational. Add lighting where needed. Portraits work well on the concrete wall, and the Minuteman flag looks great on the shack wall above. A Minuteman statue highlighted with spotlights fits nicely above the clinic entrance and is the perfect touch for a Minuteman-themed clinic. Neon lettering above the reception desks adds a clean, professional touch. Up on the farm, settlers seemed to gravitate toward the table and chairs. That actually made assigning the farmers pretty easy. The first two who sat down got the job. Mute fruit and potatoes are the easiest crops to place on these plots, so they ended up becoming the main food source for this settlement. The umbrella on this table acts as a ceiling to allow ceiling lights to be installed without using glitches. Al had a few junk items off camera to give the space a more lived-in feel, and then we'll check back and see how things are coming along. Ronnie Shaw sent her top recruits from the castle to help get this place off the ground. With a few beds and plenty of food, the Minutemen can finally begin their mission to discreetly provide medical care to the Commonwealth. The trick is how to spread the word to those in need without attracting undue attention from readers and the like. The clinic infirmary has 3 beds and seems to be fairly well stocked to treat most minor ailments. Our Dr. Millie isn't a Minuteman herself. She's from a small settlement south of the Commonwealth and came here searching for her brother, who disappeared during a raider attack. I'm not sure how she found out the Minutemen needed a doctor, but we're really lucky that she did. She keeps mostly to herself, but she's dedicated, and the Minutemen really seem to trust her. The Minutemen assigned to crops are horticulture experts, and they've mastered a unique fertilizer blend that dramatically boosts harvest yields. They already have a surplus of potatoes and mute fruit ready to ship out to nearby settlements. All in all, they're off to a strong start, and they already have supplies for the next expansion. In our next episode, we use this area to add additional housing and a bar to keep the people of Hangman's Alley fed, rested, and in good spirits. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you next time.